What is up, guys? We are live. Zach Ginn here with one of the most hyped up videos of the year for me. In this video, we are going to do a complete A to Z, start to finish guide on Propstream. I keep getting asked, Zach, can you just break down Propstream? And hey, I would love to break down Propstream, but why would I break it down when literally the person that eats, breathes, and lives Propstream, Burton over here, who is probably the foremost expert on Propstream, he's here to share exactly start to finish Propstream and just ask your questions away. We're going to get it going. A lot of people are here because at the end of this video, remember, I am giving away one free 1-year membership of Propstream. To join it, guys, you just got to be a member of freewholesaling.com. I'm pulling the list of all the members. I know we got like 3,000 last week that joined, but hop on there, freewholesaling.com. Put your info. If you're in there at the end of this video, you might be the winner. So Burton, take it away. What is Propstream?
Thank you so much for having me, everybody that's joining. I'm here to clear the fog, so just consider me as your tour guide. So what Propstream is it's think of it as a hub. What we've done is what we call scavenger hunt for you, which is collect the data that's scattered from a multitude of different providers. The tax data, the mortgage data, the property characteristics, the title stuff, like if it's in pre-foreclosure or if it has multiple mortgages or perhaps a lien or if it's in an HOA. That's a scavenger hunt I'm referring to. So we grab the data from these multiple providers and then put it into our system for you to do two main things, which is probably the two main things in this business. One is lead generation. You can use the data that we've collected over 15 years to build your own leads on or off market properties, even potentially build buyers, as well as skip trace those leads with us and directly market to those leads with us. So that's one avenue of Propstream. That's the lead generation part. The other part of Propstream is when a lead does call you back. You can actually search an individual property or a land or a commercial building. We'll give you the property information, the financial information, and the homeowner situational stuff, meaning does it have a lien, a pre-foreclosure, etc. You can also use our MLS data nationwide and public records to run comps. So you can justify your offer when you're about to go into that phase of the business, right? So two important parts of the business, generating leads and then analyzing or vetting the specific lead that calls you back. So that's what we've been doing for the last 15 years. I just want to show you exactly what we have to offer, if that's okay with you guys.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
Just a quick shout out, guys. You've seen the vlogs on my channel. I've done the $100,000 deal I did last year. Everyone got hyped up for. I pulled that from Propstream. Just FYI, guys. Made $100,000 on a wholesale deal straight from Propstream. Just so you guys know, cold calling data I've got, my direct mail data, SMS data, they're all coming from Propstream. So I'm telling you, it's what I use.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the kind words. But let me get you guys my screen. And just to kind of remind you what I just mentioned about, let me show you again a brief outline of what I just mentioned. So this, again, is what we can do. Lead generation, which we broke it up into 3 parts. Again, there's all levels of investors out there. So part 1 is for an individual that just needs the data, right? We're talking about the address, the owner's name, property characteristics, and the mailing address as well, if it's an absentee-owned property. So in part 1, you can search, filter for your leads, save that list. You get up to 10,000 records. Make sure you click on the link for the discount. And then you can export your results. And again, address, owner's name, property characteristics. Part 2 is if you don't know what to do with that list of addresses, or if you don't have time to knock on doors, you can skip trace within Propstream. It's 12 cents per record if it gets results. If there's no results, no charge, and there's no minimum or maximums. You can skip trace just an address or several if you'd like. So when you get that landline, cell phone, or email within about 2 minutes, 3 minutes or less, you then can export your data and perhaps hand it to your secretary or your VA, or cold call the list yourself, or upload it to a dialer, because we know that's what some of investors are using with our data. Part 3 is for someone that doesn't have that luxury. Maybe you're working full-time job. Maybe you don't have a VA. Maybe you don't have time to cold call, right? Maybe you don't have the budget for these external third-party machines. So we can do the marketing for you as well. You can build a list with Propstream, get their contact information for an additional cost, and then market to them directly. And we're actually going to give you a landing page every time you create a campaign. So if you build a list of vacant properties and skip trace them for their phone numbers and emails, the landing page could say, I buy vacant properties, right? And then you can have them fill out their name, email, phone number, and a message that you get emailed if they do that. Now, after you create that landing page, if you want, you can send postcards, ringless voicemails, and emails through Propstream. Whether you're doing this with Propstream or not, it's going to lead to the second part. Trust me. It's going to be analyzing a property. So eventually, whether you're doing the lead generation with us or through a different platform or manually, someone's going to call you back and you're going to need to know as much information about that property. The year built, beds, financial stuff, the local sales. That's the second part of Propstream, which is analyzing a property. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you guys how our system can be approached. We do have some additional features, like everybody gets the mobile app for those driving for dollars or just need the data while you're at the property. Team members, and then List Automator. List Automator is a unique feature which lets you build a list in Propstream and then put it in automatic mode, meaning anytime a new record shows up with that criteria, we just add it to your marketing list. And anytime any of your records in your marketing list get outdated, let's say they go on market or just sell, we'll get it out of your list so you don't market to it next time you come back in. So these are just the things that we have to offer. Your next question is, well, what data were you referring to, Burton? This is the data that's sitting in our server for you guys to manipulate as we speak. Residential, commercial, industrial, vacant land, and more. And as I mentioned earlier, this data doesn't come from one sole provider. We actually have to find different networks of data collectors and buy accounts from them and data from them. So tax assessors data, parcel data, HOA data, loans, MLS, on market, and MLS historical data, so you can run comps and so forth. So this is what we've been doing for the last 15 years. Now let me interrupt real quick. Go for it, man.
I get asked this question a million times, and I don't work for Propstream, so I can't answer it. And it's been asked probably 6 times. So while you're on the data, I just want to ask, how often does this data get updated? I get asked that question a million times.
That's the tricky question. And we can't even answer that here at the office, but I can give you the analogy of the business structure. And I think this will hopefully clear the fog up in that part. Remember, we're just like you guys. Before Propstream showed up, every one of us had to go get this data physically. That's all that we're doing. But with technology nowadays, the data providers actually send us their data. Now that data can be sent daily. It could be sent every Monday, every Wednesday. It could be bi-weekly. It could be like the tax assessor's data, which only comes once a year. That's the tax roll list, right? What we are, if I can give you an analogy, think of us like a skyscraper building in New York with that revolving door at the very front. It's always spinning. Whether you go in there or not, it's going to keep spinning. That's our server. Our server is constantly updating every 24 hours. What data comes in, that's the question. I would say out of all of the data that we collect, the fastest is probably going to be the MLS data, which usually is about a 24-hour to 72-hour turnaround. But then you have like the vacant data, which we get from the Postal Service, and they only send their data once a month. So that's my answer to your question.
Oh, that answers it.
Perfect. So now that you guys understand the structure, the data, how you can approach Propstream, let me show you Propstream. So when you first log in, we're going to show you the new stuff and our weekly webinars and all that good stuff. But when you first log in, we will capture your internet address and zoom in on your market. Now, rest assured, we don't region lock you. You can search anywhere in the United States of America. Now, before I actually get into lead generation, I'd like to talk about the vetting a property, because really the details in the property is how you can actually build a list. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But again, we went on that scavenger hunt, got the property details, financial information, and situational data, and brought it together so that when someone calls you to sell their property, you don't have to go any further, but just log into Propstream and either search the address in the search bar or because we collect parcel data, let's say that property is in Raleigh, North Carolina or Durham, North Carolina. You can just zoom in onto the map and click on a parcel and we'll give you the property's information. So it's this property right over here. You can click on it. And this is the power of having the data all in one server, one hub, is now I can go in the details. And this Southern California kid who before technology would have never dealt with the property in a different state can finally call Christopher, the homeowner over here, and have a professional conversation. We can talk about the beds and bathrooms. We can talk about the year built of the property. We can talk about the length of ownership, whether it's occupied, whether it's not. So this is what I'm referring to as our property details page, and over 150 plus million properties have access to this layout right here. So whether it was this property or perhaps, we go further down here to a property hidden in the little woods out here, you can go in the details and now know, oh, this is an LLC owned property. It's non-owner occupied, but it is occupied. It's probably a renter. So this is our property details. Just to break it down, the top part is the dashboard. We're obviously giving you Google Maps, so you can click on the map here to get a better image of the property. You can zoom out, zoom in. We even have the ground view because it is Google Maps. So if you wanted to take a look at the property at ground level. And the cool thing about this, guys, that you have to understand, it's not just for you, it's for you to utilize when you're talking to the homeowner. Right? There might be a neighbor with a pink house. Bring that up. Right? That might be the reason they want to sell. Right? The data is, again, good for you to know the market, but potentially good for you to talk. Now, if they say, well, how do you know about the neighbor? Well, maybe you drove by the neighborhood, but that might build credibility right there. Yeah. Okay. So photos followed by the property characteristics, and then a summary of the most important pieces of data that we've collected. So we're going to let you know property type, whether it's on market or not, whether it's in pre-foreclosure or foreclosure. Short sell is just a little heads up. It's not saying that this property is going through short sell. This is what it means. When it says no, it means the property has positive equity and you don't need to do a short sell or something creative with it. When it says short sell yes, it's not saying it's going through a short sell. It's just saying you might need to do a short sell because that property probably has negative equity. We'll let you know if it's in an HOA, owner type, owner occupied or non-owner occupied property, and whether someone's answering their mail, occupied or vacant, not answering their mail. Length of ownership, how it was purchased, when it was purchased, and the county it resides in. So again, when you first click on a property, after talking to a lot of investors like yourselves, we understood that this is what you guys want to see right off the bat. Now, to the right of that, we'll give you the estimated value we've calculated. And a lot of people ask me, Burton, how did you get that value? Let me explain. We ran comps for you guys. We went in the comps section, used public and MLS data, which you have access to, and came up with that value. But here's the thing about estimated values, no matter what system you're using. They're being run by a system that doesn't look at pictures, right? That's what makes comping very unique, because the human eye can say, oh, that price based on the pictures is a rehab price, right? Oh, that price based on the pictures, that's an as-is price. These algorithms don't do that. They only grab the price. They don't know whether it was as-is or rehabbed. That's why I don't want you to use the estimated value for that reason. And you can't justify it. I get time after time. Can I just mention that to the homeowner? Hey, go ahead and mention it to the homeowner. But when the homeowner asks, how did you come up with that value? How do you justify that? So it's better that you have 3 or 4 or 5 comps to show you how you came up to your conclusion. Okay? So that's how we came up with the estimated value. But just a little disclaimer of, the things that can potentially get you in trouble if you use it incorrectly. Comparables. So we're just saying 11 properties sold in the neighborhood. We did not filter them for you. And we're giving you the average of those 11 properties. So it could have been a 2-bedroom. It could have been a 3-bedroom. We're just averaging their sell price to give you that. And that's where you could see that there's dramatic differences. Personally, I think the most important part of this box here is that right there. Doesn't matter what those 11 properties are. What matters is how fast they're selling in this area. Yeah. Right. So that's probably the most important part here. Mortgage and debt summary will tell you if there's a mortgage on the property and what their balance is. Clearly, this property does not have a mortgage. You know why? It was bought in cash. So unless they refinance or pulled the second on it, there's no mortgage on the property. Now, liens, no liens have been identified. So this is why we have 0 on the mortgage, 0 on the liens. Equity, monthly rent, gross yield, and then the last time it sold and recorded on public and MLS history here at the top right. Now, guys, if you're a data junkie like me and Zach are, then you're going to want to jump into the details down below. So yes, all this information at the top is derived from the tabs down here, starting with property details, owner name, mailing address, which clearly is probably going to be the same or different, property characteristics, building size, land location information, which, guys, again, this is not necessarily for you. This could be used to build rapport. Like, I know what school district this property is in. Bring that up. The homeowner might have gone to that school district, right? Let them talk about their history, right? Maybe the community, maybe after, 20, 30 years, that's probably why they want to sell. So use the data to talk with confidence, but to potentially build rapport. Legal description for those writing a contract out, tax information, HOA information, and last sell information. And that's just property details. Now, as I mentioned, property details, financial stuff, homeowner situation. 2 years ago and 10 months ago, this property went through a situation. And you know what that was? A cash sell. That's why we have a cash sell tab. If it was on the MLS or went through the MLS, you'll see an MLS tab. If it's on if it's in pre-foreclosure tab will be here, a lien tab will be here, bankruptcy tab, and so forth. Now, this can potentially help you, maybe not. We'll leave that up to you. Comparables and nearby listings are here. I'll come back to it in just a second. Tax information is present here. Maybe they want to sell because the taxes are increasing. Mortgage and transaction history. And finally, the documents and reports. You can purchase the assessor's map. You can purchase any deeds on the property. And here on the left-hand side are your Analysis Wizard reports, if you use our Analysis Wizard here at the top, which I'll go over in just a few moments. So the idea is this. You got a call back. You might get 15 in a day. What are you going to go out there and find 15 properties on 15 websites and piece it all together in a matter of a few minutes? That's not going to happen. So there are companies like us who've been doing that for you for many, many years. So whether it's in Durham or you decide to go to, I don't know, let's do Las Vegas, it's nationwide data. You can go to Las Vegas, zoom in on that market, grab a property, and immediately know the property information at a click of a button. The owner's name, financial stuff. In this case, the property wasn't bought in cash. It has a mortgage, and that's where I get to see that information. So this allows me to talk with confidence, ask about their 50-year-old building and see if they've done the roof or not. Maybe after 6 years, they're tired of owning this property because of the heat in Las Vegas. So now it's going to come to a point, which to me is the final stop, to run comps on this property. Once you've identified what that pain is, it could have been the year built, could have been that they need more bigger building, right? Instead of 4.2, they need a 5.3 now because they got a new baby. Maybe it's the mortgage they want to get rid of, right? Taxes increase, whatever it is. Comparables and nearby listings is your final stop. And when you click on this part here, the whole bottom half of our details page will change. So let me break this down really quick. The comparables are these 4 boxes here, the first 4. Comparables are what just sold that you have access to. And that means county records, AKA public records, and MLS records, properties that sold through an agent. I'll break that down in just a second. Flip comps. So Propstream, we like to play with our data. Here, we're showing you every property that was bought and sold in less than 2 years. Because who would do that? Someone like Zach would do that, right? So that's an investor. And here's why I love this. It shows you the address that was flipped, the characteristics, which could be nearly identical to your property, what that investor paid for. So it pretty much tells you the buying price that people are willing to pay or how desperate that person wanted it, So some can be near full price, some could be at a discount, like 50% off. And then it shows you the end result price, or otherwise known as the after repair value price in most cases. So like this person bought it in 2019 for 143, and then less than 2 years later, a year and a half, sold it for 437,500. This is a 4.2 with 2,200 square footage. I now know what a 4.2 2,200 square footage ARV looks like, but it must look like that. And that's why having the pictures are very powerful. Because now if you're going to flip a property in Vegas and try to get a 400 price tag on it, just make sure it looks like this or a little bit better. So photos are here. Comping is here. Again, comps, flip comps, neighboring records in case you are in a cul-de-sac or gated community or country club. Cash transactions. This can be powerful if, let's say, you don't have enough comps. See what cash buyers are willing to pay, right? Sometimes you may not have enough comps because properties aren't selling through agents. So you don't rule out the fact that there are private transactions going on each and every day. And cash transactions can be those private transactions that can help you out. And then we have the nearby listings, which, again, this is just if you're curious to see if there's any potential distressed properties other than the property we just clicked on here. So comping, again, is the last part. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody's using the first box. So let me break down what these two things are. Public records, for those that don't know, and this is something that took me a long time to understand. Properties don't need an agent to sell, right? Every day there's a private transaction that happens. Public records, county, will record that private transaction. And you can see some on the screen as we speak. Those are the colored tabs. Those colored tabs are right here. So the green ones are cash transactions. You might see a foreclosure transaction. You might see a property being transferred between family members. And that's the cool thing about public records is that you have access to not just properties that sold through an agent, but those properties are selling off market. And this could be someone that, you know, buys it at full price, but just didn't want to pay that 3% commission from an agent, right? So you can find some good value here. MLS is if it's sold through an agent only. Okay, so that's the huge difference between public records and MLS. Public records is on and off market records. MLS is agent only. But here's another important thing you have to understand. As I mentioned earlier, MLS is a different database, and we can get records within like 24 to 72 hours from when an agent updates their listing. What that means is that you can potentially find properties that sold on the MLS that have not yet been recorded at the public records because it takes time to record that stuff. Yeah. So that's the benefit there. Again, MLS, 9 out of 10 times when a property is listed with an agent, photos are taken. This helps you determine if that price, in this case, $320,000, was an as-is or a rehab price. Yeah. So pictures really help you out. I get that a lot. Burton, how do I know if I can get the right ARV? Well, let's start with pictures, right? Get the characteristics in there. Let's look at those photos. The last avenue is let's put them both together. Let me see the records in the county and MLS side by side. So the last thing I'm going to leave you guys off with the comping part is it's not about finding a perfect number. I work with a lot of investors, some new, some seasonal. One common thing I see a lot is sometimes they'll take too much time running comps. It's not about finding the perfect number like ARV, after repair value. It's about, can I justify my offer? 8 out of 10 times, you're never going to buy it for the ARV price you just calculated. You're usually going to buy it at 70, 80, 60, 50% from that price. So don't spend too much time trying to get this perfect price you're not going to pay for, right? What you need to do is understand that you are going to make an offer that's 70%, and that homeowner is probably not going to be happy when you do that. So what you need to do is justify that. And here's how. Find the same characteristics, right? So look for a 4-bedroom, a 2-bathroom property in the neighborhood. And as you apply your filters, make sure they're within a very close radius. We go out half a mile, but feel free to go to a quarter mile or keep it at half a mile. Oh, and finally, apples to apples. If you're running comps on a residential property, make sure it's residential and make sure it's single family. Okay, so we have filters here for you to utilize, but the whole idea is not to find this perfect number. It's about, can I justify my offer? Because the homeowner is always going to want full price.
Yeah.
So now I can show them what full price potentially looks like. Hey, there's a property that's sold for $314. It has a half bathroom more than yours. The square footage is smaller. So yeah, your house could probably sell for more than $314. However, that $314 was a fully renovated property. Yours is not. And so now when you make your offer showing them that, you're not offending them anymore, because now you're able to justify why you're not giving them 314, 315, 317, or 320 that they want, right? You can also use the other example. Hey, there's a property, even though it's not the same, it has an extra bathroom, that can be used as leverage. Well, there's a property that has an extra bathroom, probably bigger and perhaps newer than your property, and that's fully renovated. It doesn't make sense for me to give you 325 that you keep asking for when properties are selling for much less in better condition. So that's the whole concept of running comps, guys. Don't overthink it. How can I justify my offer? Find the same characteristics or similar characteristics, look at the photo, and then finally what you can do with Propstream is check off your comps, whether, and I say 3 or more, 4 or more the merrier. But once you have your comps selected, this blue button right here, actions, just hit view comps report, and you can actually take this PDF file we're about to give you and hand it out to the homeowner, because they're probably going to tell you to call back or they need to think about it. And so now when I give them this report, they can stare at their property characteristics. So this is their property and their characteristics. My criteria that I use to run comps. So it shows them that we went really close, same characteristics. We're not trying to pull a fast one. It shows them the low value, the high value, which they're probably going to aim for the high value always, and then the average. But here's the thing. It shows them their property, their characteristics versus their characteristics. So now, like, I don't even have to tell them they're not getting 316. They get to see the data right then and there. They get to see, oh yeah, that's a 3-bedroom or 3-bathroom property selling for 316. She now knows her house is automatically lower than 316. I get to show her where her house is versus those comps. And finally, if the homeowner's still stubborn, still wants that full price, even though the house is leaking and there's feces everywhere from the pets that were there, well, you can show them what the comps look like. That's what I mean by justifying your offer. Right? No one's going to be happy when you're trying to offer them a place they love to death, a lower value than they deserve, right? That they believe they deserve. But now you can professionally do that. I love to give you that 315, that 316 that you're asking for, but I cannot, because here's what 314 and 316 look like in the market. They're fully renovated. The roof is intact. Yeah, it doesn't make sense me giving you 318, right? And then I have to do all this work. I'm going to lose money here. I have kids. I have this. I have that, right? You got to negotiate, and this can help you in that process. The last and final thing we're going to give you guys are these tools here at the top of the property details. So you can tag the property. Perhaps you scheduled an appointment or they accepted your offer. You can put some tags on it, like there's a broken windows, boarded up windows, fire damage. You can leave notes on the property, things that our data doesn't capture. So feel free to tag and apply your status on that property. Burton, what if I want to take this data and give it to my hard money lender or my private money lenders? How do I give them this information? Just hit the print button here at the top. You will have to save the property. So just go ahead and hit save. And we will allow you to take all the data that we just went over on a PDF file. So you can hand your homeowner everything about their property that you know through Propstream and the comps report on top of it. So very powerful feature for you to give out to someone without having to explain everything you just went over. Analysis wizard. So before I go there, this is the printout that I was referring to. So Burton, how do I talk to someone about everything we just went over? Hit that print button, and this is what we'll provide you. It's called the CMA Comparative Market Analysis Report. So it shows you everything, including the unfiltered comps and statistics and photos as well. So take advantage of that if you want. Analysis wizard for the hands-on investors, anybody buying and holding their property or fixing and flipping. You can use our analysis wizard to calculate your purchase price, your mortgage, income, expenses. At the very end, it will give you your return and reports that you can print out. Very popular for those using hard money lenders. And sometimes those hard money lenders don't see the same vision that you guys have. So this can help them get that vision across. Saving the property. Oops, pardon me. Saving the property allows you to save the property. And then the final tool that we give you guys, which is actually not even our tool, is the rehab calculator. This button here will redirect you to a very powerful company called Blue Hammer. And what they do is they actually calculate rehab costs at a local level. So if you're doing exterior paint, interior paint, kitchen, cabinets, you simply click on this blue button, estimate costs, name that project, and hit let's go. And you have two options at this point. You can build your own project. So you search by individual actions and build your own project, or you do what I do because I don't know what to do. You just go to popular projects and you say, I need a bathroom right over here. And it's going to be a complete remodel because the previous contractor left it in shambles. And we're going to hit next. What type of bathroom? It's just a shower only, natural stone tiles, what I want. And I don't need that designer stuff. I just need better. And in 3, 2, 1, after I choose where it's going to get installed, Blue Hammer says the local level cost is $13,000, do it yourself, $5,500. The number of line items on these invoices account to 47, which you can see here. These are all your typical line items on the contractor's invoice who performs a complete bathroom remodel. And you can print that report out. So if you're perhaps trying to market your contract to a buyer, this might be very powerful information. Hey guys, we got this contract. We believe the rehab is just going to be the bathroom. Here's the retail costs. And they're probably going to smile at you. And you're like wondering, why are you just grinning from ear? Because their contractor is going to always beat the retail price. But you've done your due diligence. Hey, 13,000 retail. They'll probably do it for 9,000. And that extra 4,000 they save goes to their profit, which hopefully seals the deal as long as you can show them the work, right? So these are all the tools that you guys get. And that's just the one part of Propstream, which is vetting a property. So everything I just did is search an address, find the opportunities, which could be the year built, the beds, the taxes increasing, the 1 or 2 or 3 mortgages they have and they're tired of paying, or renting it out for 10 years and them living out of state. It could be any of that stuff. Once you figure out what that opportunity is, you can then run comps like I did using public or MLS records to justify the offer you're about to make. Because they're not going to be happy, but if you can show them why you're offering 70%, 80% using the properties they're selling at full price, there you go. You can print those reports as well. So this is one of the major aspects of Propstream, which is I have a lead or someone just called me. What do I need to do now? This is what you got to do. Now, do we have any questions on that, Zach, before I transition into
there's a
generation? Let's go for it, man.
There's a ton. So a lot of skip tracing questions. We're going to leave that. Let me bring it to the top real quick, see what we got. So we got a ton. I think the cool part about the CMA is you just got to be a realtor to have it. And it's awesome. I think it's pretty cool. Everyone's kind of pumped up for us. How I got 4 questions. How often we do the list here. Got a question here. I noticed that Propstream is an email marketing option as one of the ways to reach out to sellers. How successful has that been so far as deliverability? I feel that email will go to spam.
It's going to go to spam always. Always assume email goes to spam, but we have some tools in there that potentially can prevent it from going to spam. So first and foremost is that we have a CAN spam compliancy filter in there. So anytime you type in a word that shouldn't belong in an email, like cash, act now, or it's a capital letter, we'll flag it. So that's one filter. The things that we can't control is what the providers do once they receive an email. So what we have done is if the email is received and delivered into an inbox, then it's a 2 cents charge. If it can't go into that inbox, we won't charge you at all. So we can't guarantee anything, but we can provide tools along the way to kind of increase the probability of delivery. but that's really all that we can do at that point. So I can't give you like a 90%, 100%, 10 out of 20 are going to be delivered. That's just not how it works. It's really how you word the email, who the email provider that you're sending it out to. And then again, if it actually gets delivered, it's a 2-cent charge on our end.
Beautiful. Let's see. Barshawn wants to know, what's the price of the landing page?
Oh, there's no cost to the landing page. It's complimentary to your Propstream subscription. So build your list, save it, and then just go into the campaign and just click on set up website. Now, granted, it's not a full customizable website. You won't be able to, change the format and layout. You'll be able to add a background image, a logo, 5 pictures, and then change the header and body text. All
right, sweet. I think you're probably gonna go over this later, but how to find the hot zip codes and like some market analysis, the red zone, blue zones, all that fun jazz.
That's going to be part of this next half right here, or this next section.
Got a lot of suggestions. So I'm getting asked this a lot just from my followers, is the water shutoff and pre-probates. I've been talking a lot is from Propstream. Yes, it is. You guys don't have specifically a water shutoff tab, but I use utility lean, which
correct.
Most of it.
So that would be here, leans, and then you can specify utility leans right here.
Yeah. And you guys hear me talk about a lot. I talk about the credit card debt list lean. I just go to a lot of credit card debt list leans on there. I jazz it up. Maybe it's not the word on Propstream, but it's great. Let's see here. Be cool. Let's see. Actually, we'll ask that question a little later here. It's about the app.
Okay. Bring that up. So if there's anything related to the property details, let me get to the lead generation part, and hopefully I can show you guys all the magical stuff you can do there. So let's talk about lead generation now. We talked about, hey, what if someone calls me back right now? What do I do? Click on the parcel, pull up the address, and then go through the details. And when you feel like it's time to run comps to make that offer, go into that section. But Burton, what if I don't have a lead yet? Hey, we got you covered. So here's what you need to do. You need to go into our search bar and search a county, a city, a zip code, or up to 5 zip codes. That's the only one you can do more than one. Or use our draw search feature, which is at the top left of the map. So let's just go through a few examples. Let's say I want to do Fulton County, Georgia. Type in Fulton County. We're going to say, do you want the Georgia, New York? Which one? Click on the one you want. And what we're then going to do is just, if you can picture, we're getting a bunch of records and just dumping them on the table for you, right? So what we're doing here is there's 350,000 records in our server that you can manipulate. Have fun. If you guys want to go through them one at a time, I don't encourage it, but you can click on number 1, number 2, and go through the data one at a time. To save you time, which ultimately is money, we've taken those records and categorize them into the first 8 categories. So we'll show you how many of them are on the MLS, pre-foreclosure, etc. So if you just want liens, click on liens, 26,000 records instead of 300,000 records, okay? To save you more time, here's what I actually just recommend you do. Once you pull up a county, just go into the filter. In our filter, we have the first 8 categories that I just mentioned, which are these first 8 boxes right here. And we have 11 other categories, like our zombie properties, which are pre-foreclosures and vacant properties together, our pre-probate, tired landlords, failed listings. So 19 categories for you guys to choose from. So you can search a county, you can search a city like Chicago. You can search a zip code, Beverly Hills, 90210. You can use the draw search feature. The draw search feature is designed for me to zoom in on an area like Oak Park right here. First thing I recommend actually is to go from satellite to map view. It just looks a little bit nicer. But let's say I only want to search in this box of Oak Park next to Columbus Park. I can use the draw search feature and through several left clicks, create my own shaded area. So maybe there's a theme park in the area. You think Airbnb is going to blow up next to that theme park once it reopens. search that area using the draw search feature instead of the city, because it'll probably populate the entire city instead of what's around the theme park, right? So this feature is very powerful. County, city, 1 or up to 5 zip codes, draw search feature. To help you, someone said how to find hot leads, hot areas, or just to know the area. Top right is our heat map. So here you have estimated values, MLS stats, price growth, which is probably going to be the one that's going to help you find a hot market, and rent values. Now, notice how when I click on each one, nothing is happening. That's because there's a subcategory you need to select. So choosing the category doesn't do anything until you choose a subcategory. So I'm not from Chicago, but show me the estimated values in this market around Oak Park. And now I can see where the $1 million properties are, which are the red dots, and the 100,000 or less, which are the light blue, and everything in between. Maybe I want to see the listing prices, right? Use the MLS data, show me those listing prices that you have. Or as someone has said, I want to find the hot market, price growth. Show me how this market grew in the last year during the pandemic. And now I can see the areas that have had substantial growth. And finally, rent values. I'm looking to buy a property, but it needs to rent between $2,000 to $3,000. Rent price, here you go. Red are 5,000 or more, light blue 500 or less, everything in between. If you want like 2,000 to 3,000, that's like green, orange almost. That would be in this vicinity here. So heat map can help guide you on where in the market could be beneficial. Like in this case, show me that 1 year growth. Here's a hot area. Draw search feature can now be applied in that hot area.
Yep.
And then I can hit enter and boom. Now I can source my off-market distressed properties from this result of 29,000 leads in this box. Okay, so got to get to a market first. That's how you search county, city, zip code, draw search feature. Use our heat map to help you along the way. Now, one trivial thing I want to show you guys is that when you do get your results here on the right side, you can view them in pick view, which is the default view, list view, and then my personal favorite, which nobody really even knows is here, is the spreadsheet view, which is this tab right here. If you click on the spreadsheet view, it gives you an Excel sheet before you even export it pretty much, right? That's why I call it the spreadsheet view.
Yeah, I did not know that.
See, there you go.
I feel stupid. Oh my
don't
God.
be, man.
Wow.
Tons of people don't even know that. And here's why I wanted to show you guys this, is because you can do some cool stuff with that. When you use the spreadsheet view, any of these headers can be manipulated. So someone mentioned, how do I find hot market? How about we click on cash buyers first and then break it down by the city in the county or by the zip code in the county, right? And the zip code with the most cash transactions, that's probably where you and your team should be focusing on. So this spreadsheet view is very powerful. It allows you to manipulate how your results are presented to you. And you can organize it by address, by city, by zip code, by beds, by bath, property type, whatever you see here. Okay. So again, I know it's trivial, but as Zach just showed us, not too many people know about that. So I wanted to bring light to that. Now let's talk about filtering. And if you guys better brace yourself, because I'm about to blow your mind, hopefully. So I've been working with investors like Zach for nearly 10 years now. And what I've discovered is that there's actually 2 ways that you can search because of technology, right? The first way that people are searching right now is what I call the traditional method. And that goes like this right here. The traditional method, so I can give you guys a visual, is right here. Everybody picks a list first. So we go to a market, we grab a list first, like the high equity list or the vacant list. And then we do 3 common things. We make sure it's off market, otherwise it's on market and we deal with an agent. We got to have equity, right? High, low, or negative equity depends on your strategy that you can apply. And then your property and owner characteristics. Some want multifamily, some want duplexes, some want single family, some want after 2000, before 2000. Over time, you realize, okay, everybody's different, but the underlining things are this: lists, off-market, equity, property and owner characteristics. You follow that, you're on the right track when pulling leads. But that's the traditional method. So let me show you how that works in Propstream. You pull up a market like Fulton County. You go into our filter. So let me just reset this. Go in our filter and choose a list. There's 19 to choose from, right? So if you want a motivated sellers list, it could be the pre-foreclosure list. It could be the lien list like Zach just mentioned a few moments ago. So step 1, choose a list. Step 2, let's make sure it's off market. Before we do anything else, let's make sure we don't have to deal with an agent. So go to the MLS status right over here. And where it says on market, you can say, yeah, I want it with an agent, or no, I don't, or I don't care any. Most of us here are probably going to want off market. So choose no. And then the third one is your equity. So valuation and equity info here, you would put a minimum. So you could do 30, 40. As they say, the higher, the better. We'll leave that up to you. And the final rule in the traditional searching is, what are your property owner characteristics? So for like the liens that we're dealing with, maybe we want the non-owner occupied ones that are vacant. There's nobody renting it out. There's no tenants. We want a certain property characteristic. So we want maybe residential, commercial. Perhaps we want a single family or condo or multifamily. That's property type here. Go ahead and add your beds and bathroom, maybe 2 to 4 bedrooms. We're not trying to do mansions here. Year build, all of that's here. Again, everybody's preferences are different. Once you're done with your property characteristics, you can revisit the MLS and add some extra stuff in here. Like I've seen people look for perhaps failed listings. So not only do you have a lien, but you tried to sell it and it failed. I'm the one that's going to help you out now, right? So you can do what we call list stacking if you'd like. So MLS status would be like the first area where you can add failed listings if you'd like. Pre-foreclosure is the next common area. So here you can add to your liens. How many of these 338 liens are also going through a default or perhaps an auction right now, right? Yeah. You can remove those records. You can refine those records. Owner information. This is big. So most of the time, investors are going to play with the years of ownership. Most homeowners are not going to sell you their house if they just bought it last month, right? Yeah. So make sure you add a minimum, unless something very dramatic happened, like now they're in pre-foreclosure or a bankruptcy, right? Certain categories will determine whether you even need ownership or not. So most homeowners won't sell it after buying it. That's just the rule of thumb. So feel free to put a minimum if you need to. Again, depending on the category. Choose the owner type. I want to speak to a person. I want to speak to an LLC. Most of us are going to deal with individuals. Other owner information, like where they're located, the taxes they pay, how many other properties they owned, whether someone has someone's passed away and their name is on title. That's our new pre-probate data filter here. And then finally, the last 2 areas that you can add to your list are the lien, bankruptcy, divorce filters. So here, because we're searching liens, we can not only look for a lien, but look for a lien and a bankruptcy, or a lien and a divorce, or a lien, bankruptcy, and a divorce, all 3. As Zach mentioned, you can specify your liens if you'd like. Maybe we want just utility and other. We don't have any here. It looks like most of these are going to be tax liens. Yep. So you can suppress records too. Maybe you don't want bankruptcies. Maybe you don't want divorces in your results. Recording dates, lien amounts are all here. And then finally, the mortgage information. That is a data set that we do have. That's something that you can utilize. So imagine being a homeowner and you're making a mortgage payment, which is bad enough. I mean, everybody's not happy making a mortgage payment. If you didn't have a mortgage payment or have a mortgage payment, trust me, everybody would choose not having one. Yeah. So we have a mortgage payment and then a lien shows up. So this area allows you to look for that situation. Someone who has one mortgage as well as a lien. And there are your 13 properties. So what I'm showing you here, guys, is ultimately the traditional method. We started with liens. We made sure it was off market in the MLS, added our minimum amount of equity in the valuation and equity filter, and then just went back to the top and just added our owner and property characteristics. And that's how we came to 81 properties out of 26,000. So now I can check off these results and finally add it to a list. So here, add to list will let me add it to an existing list, or a new list. So I can call it the Fulton County liens and hit save, right? So again, guys, you can take this approach. The approach people were taking before technology is the same approach you can take in Propstream. Just to kind of reiterate that, jump into a market like Dallas, go in the filter, choose your list. Maybe this time it's senior owners. Make sure it's off market. Make sure it has that equity, whatever. Maybe it's 45% this time. And then again,
What age is senior owners?
Senior owners is 25 years of ownership, a reverse mortgage, or a senior owner tax exemption, because we do collect that data as well. Nice. It's one of those three categories. So, guys, that's the traditional method, okay? Now, Zach hears this. I hear this a lot. A common thing I hear quite a bit is I'm not getting fast enough records, or my market is oversaturated. And the reason why that mindset is out there is because we're stuck on the traditional mindset where you need to have a list. Not having an updated list or a fast list or a list in general, we go into panic mode. But here's the thing I'm going to share with you guys. A lead is not a list. A lead is a homeowner out there that has a situation that you need to solve. And sometimes those situations are not on a list that you're looking for, okay? That's what I call the 4 golden rules. Here's how it works. You kind of flip everything upside down, but you make sure it's off market first. You make sure it has equity that you need so you can perform your business. Yep. Add those property and owner characteristics just like you did when you were choosing a list. But this time, use our filters to create a scenario. So let me give you an example of how you can do that with Propstream. So just a few moments ago, I chose a list. Let's go to Phoenix, which I hear all the time. Phoenix is very competitive, very competitive. I'll show you how I can find leads where other people are not looking at. So while everybody in Phoenix is pulling a list, let's ignore that. What we do need, though, is it needs to be off market. It needs to have equity. So we'll do, let's say, 40% or more. And then I still want my property characteristics to be owner-occupied properties that are living in the house or answering their mail. It's a residential, single-family property, and it's owned for about maybe 13 years by a person. So for basic stuff, off-market equity, these are the type of properties and owner preferences I want. That gives me 48,000 results. Now, the traditional method is we would then choose a list for that motivation, right? That's not the case. The motivation, as I mentioned earlier in the details, could be maybe a property with 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Have we not thought about people sharing 1 bathroom as being a situation to want to sell?
Oh, yeah.
So while like everybody's calling a vacant list, a lien list, a pre-foreclosure list in Phoenix, Arizona, there are 20 homes where people have lived for 13 years or more, and they have to share 1 bathroom. Now, this is telling me a story. A bachelor doesn't buy a 3-bedroom property. A family buys a 3-bedroom property. Why would they have 1 bathroom? Well, maybe because their kids were small at that time when they bought it 13 years ago. So maybe their kids were 2 years old, maybe 1 year old. Well, 13 years have gone by. That 1-year-old is now 14 and hogging up that bathroom because of TikTok and Instagram. Reach out to this homeowner and discover that they maybe need to upgrade. Well, I don't want to sell because our house is not in great condition. We buy as is. Great time to sell, right? This is the 4 golden rules. Notice how I didn't choose a list. I just positioned a situation, which is I want to find people sharing 1 bathroom. Or maybe another situation. Because we have so much data, instead of property characteristics, why don't we look for people that have 2 or 3 mortgages? That's a situation. Maybe just 3 mortgages. I know tons of family and friends that complain for just having 2 mortgage payments. Imagine the people that have 3 mortgage payments, and they've been making 3 mortgage payments for 13 years or more. That's the situation that I want you guys to start focusing on, is that there are 131 individuals that have 3 mortgages, but when you are forced to choose a list, the traditional method, let's say how many of these 131 are on a lien, only 10 of them. So out of the 131 of them, 10 of them have a lien. That means 10 of them didn't make a payment on time, right? The 101, the other 121 are barely probably getting by. They're barely making that third payment. That's what I need you guys to start thinking about. Is it's not just a list. I think if you have that mindset of grabbing a list, you're kind of waiting for the fire to start already, when there's scenarios you can create that are what I call the smoke before the fire, right? Like someone with 3 mortgages that's been making payments for 13 years. I had a buddy, Zach, who saw the pandemic as an opportunity for the business. Mm-hmm. And he was actually able to help out a lot of people. What that individual did, and just to show you guys my friend aimed for, was he was looking for rental properties. So non-owner occupied properties with a tenant in that house. And it was only owned for 2 to 4 years. So they just bought this rental property, mm-hmm. and it had a mortgage, because with the rise of renters not paying rent, there were homeowners who bought a rental property with a mortgage, like 935 of them here, that now are sitting on a tenant not paying that rent, and they wanted to get out as fast as possible. Ooh. And I'm able to do this. This is what my friend called the regret list, right? Look for properties that are 2 to 4 years they bought before the pandemic with the mortgage, renting out. Let's just see how many of them regret doing that, because the tenant may have lost their job, no longer paying. And guess what? Marco Polo Road here, Maria and Arturo, if your occupied tenant stops paying, you're on the hook with that $1,500 loan. And you own another property as well. So you might have to pay 2 mortgage payments unexpectedly. That's the power. That's the power of our data. Wow. What was that, Zach?
I did the same thing in Florida right when they did the moratoriums. So I went after renters, but I exported it and then just made sure the mailing address was out of state, because it's Florida, of people with mortgages on there. I cleaned up on that list, and it was amazing. This is insane stuff right here.
Yeah, guys. So situation, that's all you need to think about. So I'm not deterring you from doing the traditional list. Start there. Grab a list, refine it, make sure it's off market with equity. But after you're done with that, take a step back and just start thinking of the stories that homeowners and family members tell you about their homes. Oh, it's falling apart. Well, what year is it? It's barely 1990. Then look for 1990 properties in that neighborhood, because those might be leads for you, right? Those are the situations I want you guys to start thinking about. And hopefully, whether you're in a saturated market, or if one day the pre-foreclosure records stop coming out, the 4 golden rules will always help you find a situation, no matter what, okay? And finally, guys, just like before, once you have your 935 properties with multiple mortgages, you can check them off and add them to a list. So we can call this the 3 mortgage Phoenix list. So let those guys call vacant lists. Let those guys call pre-foreclosures in Phoenix. I'll be calling people with 3 mortgages, the ones that are not on those lists. So have fun with that, guys. And the final things I do want to bring up is, again, the additional content. So once you save your lists or a property, our toolbars on the left side will send it to My Properties. If you save a specific property, it goes into our favorites area here at the top under My Properties. If you save a list like we just did now, it goes into the marketing list area right over here. Now, there is one thing I want to show you guys, and that's the list automator feature. After several years of studying what you guys are doing, we came up with a very powerful tool called Automate List, or List Automator. What it does is it takes that list, that 3 mortgage list that you created. Your filters are here on the right side. So that filter that you just created, we can automate that list with this button. So when new properties match your criteria, this criteria that you just created, we can automatically add it to this list, add it to another marketing list that you want, or you do it yourself. We'll separate the new records. You can add them, you can delete them, you can ignore them, right? So you never have to search again, is my point. And that's what this first drop-down option is. The second part is property changes. So Burton, you just saved 935 properties. Trust me when I tell you guys this, that's going to change over time. Meaning your criteria today, properties tomorrow may not fit it anymore, right? So if that happens, If any of the 935 properties change from your criteria, we can remove them from your list. And the reason that's important is because if you keep them in the list, you're going to call them, you're going to market to them. So List Automator is an add-on. I want to disclose that, but it allows you to never run your search again because we'll just add them to your list. And in any time a property that you did save no longer meets your criteria, remove them from your list. And what we do when you save that list is we take your marketing list and put it in our new automated area. And you know why it's powerful is because once you do that, you can now log off, go on vacation for a week, for 2 weeks, do what you need to do. When you log back in 2-3 weeks later, like I'm doing right now, you don't have to perform a search ever again because it's being automated. What you do is go straight into our My Properties page. Just waiting for my internet to populate here.
No worries.
There you go. So once I'm back in, again, let's say a month has gone by. Yes, I need the new records. I'm concerned my list is outdated. We get your thoughts. We've been there. We understand where you guys are coming from. So List Automator, I can now go into my Properties, click on a list that's being automated, like my liens off market here in Riverside. Right now it has 1,800 properties, but when I click on it, List Automator does this at the top. It says 15 new records are identified with the same criteria. And that's this criteria right over here. So all I have to do is just click on this box, check off these 15 new records, and just add them to this list. That saves me time. I don't have to do that search ever again. Also,
saves you money.
Exactly.
Like with direct mail at 50 cents a record, it pays for itself easily.
Absolutely. That's the removal part. That to me is, I don't even care, honestly, about the new records. It's to know that, hey, I'm about to send 1,800 postcards right now, but remove 39 of them before you do that. Oh, okay. It all adds up. And that's just one list. 39 need to go. The next list could be, okay, that one has nothing. How about this? 112 on this one Maricopa senior owners list. And that's the power of List Automator is this list I just built was on the 9th of July. And it's only been about a month and a half. And a month and a half later, 112 properties are either on market or just sold or have low equity or negative equity that I don't want. And to think that some of us are marketing to this list for 6 months straight. Like you're marketing to these 112 properties for the next 5 months and they're no longer in your criteria anymore. That's List Automator. So the My Properties area is where we keep your lists and specific properties that you're saving. This is also the area where you can automate and finally check them off and export our data. So if you guys just need addresses, everything I just showed you up until now is part of the part 1, which is search, filter using the traditional or golden method, save your list, and then automate it if you want, if you have that feature, and then export your results. Part 2 and part 3, again, is an optional thing. That's skip tracing with Propstream and then establishing your marketing. And Zach, I don't know if we have too much time to go down that avenue. If you
go
like,
as much as you want. I mean, yeah. I want to show you. We're getting so many. I just put up so many crazy like great stuff. I'm sold. Like everyone, like you're getting. This is crazy right now. I mean, this is. I guess people saying it's the best Burton feature on YouTube. This is cool. You got one I want to show you real quick. We go over it, but where is it? This is hilarious. But should throw your Cash App out there. Like you were just giving the money, man. You are just like.
Well, I'm here to help. I mean, our system is very comprehensive. I'll be the first to say. I'm also the first to say it's not perfect. Give you an example. A property could sell this morning. We're not going to have that data because there's the chain of command. It goes to the county and they could take a week to record it, 2 weeks to record it. Right. So we're not perfect. I'm the first to raise my hand and say that and admit that. But I'd like to show you guys and clear all this up because the faster you learn our system, the faster you're going to help that homeowner. Yeah. And everybody wins at that point. So I love giving up this information like it's nothing, man. I appreciate the compliments that you guys are providing.
But yeah, man, share as much as you can because
awesome.
I want them to know as much as possible.
Perfect. Well, the last few things I want to show you guys again is after you build your lists. So let's say that 3 mortgage list that we built, or that Fulton County liens list that we just built earlier, the 81. Well, once you have the list, as a matter of fact, let me just do a live example. Once you have your list, instead of just checking them off and exporting the address and the owner's name, because you're going to end up having to knock on doors or send out your own postcards, consider that 9 out of 10 people in the United States has one of these.
Yeah.
And so if you're willing to invest, you can take these 81 records or these 900 records, skip trace them with Propstream. Now, it's normally 12 cents. If you have List Automator, which I showed you, you get my price. You get the 10 cents price. Okay, so don't be alarmed if you see 12 cents. It's normally 12 cents. If you have a certain package, List Automator, it's 10 cents.
What?
But regardless, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. What kind of data is this? Is this credit bureau data? Like, what kind of data is this skip tracing?
It's credit bureau data, collection of public data. There's really no solidified way to know what's credit bureau or not. So what you may come across are application data, credit card application, loan application, insurance renewals, and so forth. So that's going to be a compilation of all of that. So we just built a list of 81 properties that have a lien in Fulton County. I can now click on skip tracing, pop-up appears, just hit select contacts. Here at the top, what list do you want to skip trace? So we can skip trace that 3 mortgage lists that we built, or in this scenario, we're going to skip trace that Fulton County lien that we built. Once you've selected whatever list you want to skip trace, make sure to hit add selected contacts here on the right side, followed by done down below. And now your contacts have been selected. That's step 1. Step 2, make your payment. So I hit next, and then now I'm going to go ahead and place my order. And from there, I'm going to accept the terms and agreements. And then I get to name my list whatever I want to call it. So we'll call it, Burton and Zach's list, lien list. And then we're going to hit done. Now, the reason why we're allowing you to rename it is because it's no longer the same list anymore. Okay, because the original list is in your My Properties, which is the one I'm staring at right now. But as I mentioned earlier, this is not with contact information. So to prevent confusion, just remember this. Anytime you're skip tracing, you're gathering contact information. Okay, so let me repeat that. Anytime you're skip tracing, you're gathering what? Contact information. So your results are going to be in the contacts page. Okay, so go there after you skip trace and just look for your list at the bottom left. So here we can find Burton and Zach's lists. It's currently processing. It takes about 2 to 5 minutes to get your results. When it is completed, and I'll refresh the page so you guys can see that we actually get the same day results, but I'll just click on another list for now. It should look like this, where it says completed, and then the emails and phone numbers are actually visible on the screen. So at this point, once your list has been skip traced, you can then check them off and export that data. And so that's why part 2 is very powerful. May not sound powerful, but think about it. If I just export the My Properties, which is just the addresses, what am I going to do with the addresses? I'm either going to knock on doors, I'm going to make my own postcards, or take this list to a different provider of contact information. That's why we're giving you that option, because we know people do that. But if you don't have that luxury, don't know what to do with it, as you saw, for $7.80, I'm about to get phone numbers in the next 2 to 3 minutes. And once I get those phone numbers, I can pick up my phone and call someone in the next 15 minutes. And that right there could be a big deal. I mean, all of this, that $7.10 that I invested, I could end up talking to someone in the next 20 minutes who signs a contract that makes me 10,000 plus or 7,000 or the average 5,000, right? Not promising anything, but that's ultimately the idea. Either work and research the list with addresses or just call them right now if you need to. Okay. So second part is that, again, after a few minutes, you can try to hit the refresh page like I'm trying to do now, and crossing our fingers, hopefully we have the results. Might take a few minutes longer, but we'll see what we got. Oh, it's actually done. So yeah, Burton and Zach's lien list is completed, just like that, phone numbers and emails. So now Zach and I can check this off, export it, and we could just start calling them and see who wants to sell from there. But we get it. Some of you guys work full-time jobs, you got kids, you don't have the time to call. And if you did, your kids are yelling in the background like my 8-year-old. So what you can do is use our campaign section. The campaign section to me is the final part of the lead generation. So here's how it works. If you build a lead list and save it, and then skip trace it for their contact information, when you go to the campaign, you're going to start a new campaign. You know what you're going to call it? Whatever you called your list, Fulton Lean Campaign, for example. And then you target your list. So target my list. Am I going to target my original lists? No, because I want to skip trace, postcard and voicemail and email. So I'm actually going to go further down and choose the skip trace list. That's why I renamed it. So I can identify Burton and Zach's list. It's the same 81 properties from the My Properties, but these are 81 with phone numbers and emails now. So we named the list or campaign. We've selected our list. I now hit save, and we've just created a new campaign, and it doesn't affect any of our other campaigns. So when you create a campaign, someone mentioned earlier, how much is the website? It's free. The website's right here. You hit set up website, and you can change the website name. You can design where the emails go to. This is where you build credibility. Like what I can put for website name is Burton and Zach buy leans.
And it's $97 a month if you use another service to get like your own website like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially if you get one where you can get multiples, so you can change the topic each time. Yeah, it's not cheap. But now, for the first time ever, you can create a website within a few moments, create a URL that builds credibility. So psychologically, when these 81 homeowners get our email, postcards, or voicemail, and they see or hear the website, they're going to connect. Oh, yeah, these guys buy leads. It said so on their website. That's how I think. So I would assume most people are like that, right? If I go to your website, it's a bunch of random numbers. I don't know. It might be something sketchy, right? So that helps you build credibility. I can say, oh, emails go to me or emails go to Zach. We can save our template design we're about to upload and create. We can start with the blank website, or we can use one of Propstream's templates here. And so we give you a stock photo. We can add a logo. We can add 5 pictures, maybe me and Zach helping 5 other people. Who knows? We buy houses fast and fair, or we buy houses with liens. And you can change the message here, and you see how that's added. Body text to enforce your message. And finally, once you're done, you can preview it. What is this going to look like to them before I publish it? We buy houses with liens, fast and fair offer today. And if you like it, you just hit publish. Right now, it is not a live website, but the moment I hit publish, it's active, website is live, just like that.
We're going to ask, how much is this again?
This is free. This is part of your subscription.
Oh,
yeah. No additional
cost. It's $110. I'm like, it's not $110. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. And so every campaign, as I mentioned, if you create an auctions list, save it, skip trace it, and run a campaign, then there's your auctions campaign. And your auctions campaign gets an auctions website that you get to design. And once you create that website, then you can send out your postcards, your voicemails, and your email marketing. And that's the whole lead generation part. So like in this example, 75 homeowners in an auction. It says 30-day offer on my website. We buy houses in cash. We close in 30 days. And then I sent those guys an email campaign. Or I can go to new activity and say, okay, it's been a few weeks. Let me send out a postcard. Let me send out a voicemail. Let me send out another email. And again, you can have as many campaigns as you want. One could be for auctions. One could be for the liens. One can be for buyers. So I have an auctions campaign for buyers here. And the website, instead of saying I buy houses, it says, hey, cash buyers, how would you like to make 200K? So you can use these campaigns for any purpose, not just for motivated sellers. It could be for your buyers to market your contract. It could be, I've seen someone use our campaign to start a party. I think it was like an RSV. They created a website. It's like, come to my party and fill out the contract or the list. And then they sent out a party postcard. Yeah, that's what people are doing with our system.
You can do JVing with that too. It's great.
Exactly. And the last thing to top it all off, guys, I believe is the cherry on top of Propstream is that we've also provided you guys a mobile app at no additional cost. So we get it. You guys are going to go out there and talk to a homeowner face to face. Sometimes you're going to do driving for dollars to find leads that aren't on a pre-foreclosure list because they're physical issues that don't get recorded. So what we did as a complimentary part of your subscription, again, no additional cost, is that you guys get our mobile app. So once you subscribe to Propstream, let me get all this stuff out of the way here.
I'm telling you, when you guys made that app last year, it blew my mind.
Oh, thank you, man.
I was paying $150 for a Driving for Dollars app.
Oh,
it was crazy.
So I think my beta is expired here. So let me.
I didn't have to use it. $150. It was crazy.
Well, you know what? I think this app, I need to renew it. Yeah, look, my beta is expired. So I'm in a beta version. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, no worries.
So
I can always talk while you're doing that. But
yeah, go ahead and steal the show for the time being. And you know what? While I'm setting up my other phone to project on the screen, if there's any questions about the lead generation marketing, shoot them. I can multitask. So
all right,
as I'm trying to get this up and running, we'll get those questions out there.
Yeah. I think the one thing Burton can break down after the mobile app is, I don't know if you have a lot of experience with this, but I've been finding this been amazing for me, is I've been using Propstream for my cash buyers. Yeah. I've been pulling flippers and just pulling phone numbers and emails, telling people to cold call those lists. There's just no excuse. There's no cash buyers in my area. Go cold call them. That's easy. You're getting the Driving for Dollars app for it, but that Driving for Dollars app is powerful. I mean, from one click, I can go out there. I drive by houses that just look terrible. Go by, put the app, skip trace, call. The guy lives in like Massachusetts. One other thing I found with Propstream is I've been able to save a lot of time on the acquisition side. So if I get a call from someone on a direct mail, and I've told my acquisitions team this, like, hey, they're like, I don't know why I want to sell the house. And you go on Propstream and the house has 4 IRS liens, and like there's an auction date, and they're like, I don't know why I want to sell. It makes it so much easier what their motivation is. So you can kind of go more into like, hey, we can do this really fast. Like you can emphasize more of a quick cash sale versus price because they have an auction date and you're gonna have to build more rapport for it. It's a game changer. It's like reading someone's mind. It's crazy.
You're absolutely nailed it on the head. And that's really the approach that we took when we created the app. Was our users, or the investors, you are going to be actually out on the field. And when we studied the real estate industry when it came to mobile app, they were only doing one thing, which is stop in front of the house, take a picture, and send a postcard, right? Or contact the homeowner by skip tracing it. Now, throwing this out there, we have that in our app. But our app, when you log in using the same username and password, is more than just send out a postcard and skip trace. It's the data that we just went over the last few moments on the go, right? So if you ever remember your teacher saying, hey, you guys get a 3x5 card that you can take for the final exam, this is a 3x5 card. Right? When you go to the homeowner, you may forget your paperwork. You may be visiting 17 properties that day and may not have all of the paperwork. But for the first time ever, you can take the mobile app, search an address, an APN, or, hey, I don't even know where I'm at. Use geolocate. Geolocate actually shows you where you're at on the map. You can then zoom out, zoom in, click on a property, and then go from there, right? Now, most of us are going to search the address. So type in the address. It could be like my childhood home here. It could be the address that we were looking at in Fulton County. But when you pull up the property in Propstream, this is what you're getting. Property address and details at the top, a photo of the property. And if you don't want to see the photo, just click on this little white arrow here. Photos go away. And then we give you all of our data on the go. You have the details, which are property details, tax information, transaction history, open loans. So as you're going from room to room, you're talking with confidence. You can talk to them about the school district, about the year built, about all of that stuff. Now, sometimes they're going to want an offer right then and there. And Trust me, guys, sometimes we'll say, okay, I'll call you back. You might lose that offer. So comps, you can actually run comps on the go. We have public records that you can access, MLS records that you can access. Not only can you run comps on the go, but you can click on your comps and show them the photos of those properties as well, right? So imagine that, showing the homeowner what the property looks like while it's on the go. So let me back up here. All right, oops, sorry. Let me go back in there. So not only do I have the data on the go, I can get a value while I'm on the go and not lose that lead. I can see the opportunity, which is the third button that shows me if there's an equity, a mortgage I need to worry about, a lien I need to worry about. And then we have the skip tracing and the postcard. So again, the idea with our system, our mobile app, was not, oh, just go out there and just send photos and skip trace. No. It's that plus if you have to speak to them face to face. If you do, here's the data, here's the local cells. If they're not in front of the house because they missed out on the appointment, go ahead and skip trace them. Or if you did come across the property and it's abandoned, go ahead and send out a postcard. Now we get it. Some of you guys are going to drive for dollars no matter what. There's a drive feature at the very bottom center. This feature does two things. Just Drive, which is designed for those that are what I call freestyling. You're just going to go and drive for the next hour. Who knows where it takes you? Just Drive will record everything that you're doing. If you hit Just Drive followed by record your drive here at the top, in the More section, once you're completed, we have a section for you called Mobile Activity Drive Log, and it shows you everything that you've done in the last 7 days, 24 hours, whatever it may be, and you can revisit them and view them all over again. But then we also thought about the small audience out there that cannot drive for dollars because they're in a community like Beverly Hills, Southern Orange County, California, like where I'm at, Miami, where there's not too many abandoned properties everywhere because everything's so high valued, right? Wrong. So with the drive feature, you can either drive for dollars, which is physically looking for something, that's the Just Drive, or set filters in Drive. So
I love that
instead of just finding a property that's physically abandoned or physically destroyed, you can say, hey, you know what? I want to look 5 miles around me for a pre-foreclosure that's off market with 2 mortgages, with this, with that, or a senior owner or a high equity. These are the same filters on our desktop, except instead of searching a market, you're searching a radius around your phone. Once you apply your filters in radius, you hit apply, and we populate the results around your subject location. And guys, this is very powerful because as you look at these results, there are properties here that you guys are driving by every single day because they're in perfect condition on the outside. Like I think I just saw one here, like number 2 right here. Look at this house. Looks great on the outside. I don't see any physical issues if I were to drive by this property, but let's ignore the data or the photos and pay attention to the data. Why did this show up? Because I asked for a pre-foreclosure and there it is. This person hasn't been paying and they're actually defaulted $7,300. So we're driving by these houses each and every day because we're so focused on the physical part. We're not looking at what's happening behind closed doors. And that's why this drive feature is very powerful. It's just driving, looking for physical stuff, and then set filters in Drive, looking for things that aren't physical. And that's a complementary tool that you guys get with Propstream.
Sorry to interrupt you. What's the bird on there? Everyone's asking.
So it does nothing, to be very, very openly honest with you. You want to know the truth? It was a marketing tool. It was first a joke. It was an inside joke between the developers and the team leaders. Yeah. We wanted everybody to ask the same question. And then we decided to leave it in there because it does exactly what just happened right now. People ask about it, and it becomes a word of mouth thing where people will say, hey, did you see the bird tool on the app? And people are like, what app? The mobile app. And they're pretty much promoting it because of that bird for us. So good job, marketing team.
That was great, man. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure it out, but it caused a lot of people to talk about it. So that was great. I mean, whoo! This video start to finish. This is amazing, guys. Comment below really quickly while I ask some questions really quick. The questions you have for Burton right now. You got one question, ask him, do it. People are going to say that they got to watch this like 3 or 4 times in a row. This is amazing. Let's see here. Some questions we got really quick. All right. Let's see. Really quick. Also, doesn't that drawing for dollars when you put, like, let's say vacants around the area will give you a route to go if you put it on a campaign?
Yeah. Now, not in this current version.
Okay.
That's something that we're working on because investors like you guys were bringing that up. They're like, oh, it'd be great if you guys can build a list and set up the route. So not right now. Right now, when you build a list, you have to go individually to each property one at a time. So you would like visit the first property, and then from there, pull up the list again, and then go from first property to the second property. So we haven't yet developed it to it automatically creates a route, but look out for that.
Awesome. Let's see here. We're going to ask here, can you search for vacant land?
Yes, that's actually one of our quick list filters. So when you're in the desktop version and you search your market, in the quick list filter, there's actually a column or an option that says vacant land. So in that area, there's just vacant land, no buildings, no beds or just vacant land.
Okay. I don't get in trouble here. I do have this question. This person did bring it up.
Sure.
There are people out here selling automations to Propstream for like a $6,000 course. I think we'll bring this up here. People are saying Propstream integrations or automations for like $7K a pop. Is this associated with you guys, or are they doing something weird to it? Like, I don't know if you've heard of this, but I've seen it before. I've seen ads being like thrown at me. I'll automate your Propstream or do this crazy stuff for you.
I think that's third party. Yeah, that's pretty much like third party companies or individuals doing things after they export our data. We don't have an open API first and foremost, so no one gets access to our data other than the end user. So I think what that's referring to is it's probably an end user who has Propstream, and then what they're doing with the data after they export their leads is probably manipulating it to caretake to your business, which at the end of the day, it's like, well, you might as well just learn Propstream and just do what they're doing and cut them out of the picture, right? Like, because what they're probably doing is taking advantage of your lack of knowledge with the technology. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that those guys may not be good or maybe bad. My question really is the integration part, like the automation part. Like, what do they mean by that? And if is it they're going to do the automation, like they're going to tell me which properties are hot, which properties are not. I don't know what they mean on that. So ask more questions, but that does sound like they're just taking our data and doing something else with it and then giving it to you at a different price.
Oh my gosh. I've actually found people charging courses to learn Propstream, which is just insane. Like $400. I'll show you how to do Propstream the legit way. It's just, it's
it happens. And I don't blame them in a sense, because as you guys saw, Propstream can be approached many different ways. I've seen lenders, I've seen people who buy banknotes, I've seen people that do subject to, do this. Hopefully what I showed you guys today kind of gave you a broad perspective of the data can be manipulated. Now, granted, as Zach mentioned, there are individuals out there that see it and can be used in a certain fashion. And that's probably what they're charging the price on, is how I use it. And that's something I'm not going to share for free, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Last couple of questions. I'll answer this one so you don't get in trouble. But what's interesting? Property Radar, List Source, and Propstream. Guys, I've used List Source before. List Source, I got it for 3 cents, and that was a crazy deal back in the day. If you want to get started in List Source, they'll charge you 25 cents a lead. You pull 10,000, that's a lot of money. And they don't have half what Propstream's got. I mean, I'm doing the math right now. $150 for a drawing for dollars app. You get regular Propstream, which is it's insane. I mean, it's roughly about $800, I would say, per month if you just individually got it from all the little places. I mean, it's $100 just to have a little hosted site like that. So I've used them all, guys. Property Radar is not around the whole country. It's crazy. But do you guys have any tips? What tips or tricks would you give Burton for someone who's in a non-disclosure state with Propstream?
Oh, so if you're in a non-disclosure state, that simply just means that the sell amount is not provided to you. So the tip I give you is that you could still pull leads in that market. You just won't know what the sell amount of the transaction was. So if you're looking at the cash buyer's records, you won't know what the cash buyer has bought that property for unless it was bought through an agent, right? Because in a non-disclosure state, the county will not provide us the sell amount, but the agents do. The MLS data does. So the only advice I give you when you're in a non-disclosure state is when you're running comps, use the MLS only when you're running comps. Don't use public records because the public records will either A, not give you a value, or B, give you an estimated value that they've derived from some other source. And I'm going to be frank with you, 8 out of 10 times that value is wrong. So use MLS data. Other than that, everything else should be normal. It's just that the sell amount will not be provided. So you got to use comps, MLS comps for comping.
Boom. Awesome. Burton, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
Any parting thoughts you have for everyone watching this? I think there's a lot of people want to sign up for listrei.com. They're pumped up. What final tips, tricks, advice could you give for someone looking to get into Propstream?
You know, the best advice is, again, follow the traditional route, the 4 golden rules if you're in a competitive market. But just always think of situations that homeowners are going through. Remember, you're in the business of solving problems. You're not in the business of solving a list. It's never been about that. It's about finding a problem that you know you can solve. So take that avenue and be patient. Some of these leads don't happen overnight. I somehow get this impression that there is a group out there that think they can, call a homeowner and get a contract signed the same call. And don't get me wrong, that can happen. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but the reality of it is, after being in this industry for nearly a decade, that's probably I call the unicorn deal, where it's 5% of the time that's going to happen. 95% of the time, it's a follow-up call that gets the contract, or it's a call that you called 6 months ago. So be very patient. Don't set expectations that are unrealistic, and learn. And we're here to help. So ask questions, ask away. Those are my biggest advice I can provide everybody.
Awesome. And any big announcements from Propstream soon, you think?
I'm just going to smile.
All right. I love it, guys. We're excited. But
thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. Zach, I love this. If you need me for another session, just poll the audience what they want me to teach, and I'll be back, man.
Dude, thank you so much. I mean, I don't think a lot of people knew about the website thing. I knew about it, but looking at the comments, it's crazy. It's crazy. So Burton, thank you so much. Thank you everyone at Propstream. And let's see if someone wants to win a free Propstream for a year. I think you taught everyone how to use it pretty well. So let's see who's going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got to go, but you let me know who the winner is. I want to personally make sure I congratulate them. But you guys have a blast. Zach, thank you again.
And really quick, if someone has a question on Propstream, they just bought it, where would they direct those questions towards?
So we have a live chat within Propstream, open within our office hours, 6 to 6 p.m. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can email us, social media. You can you can find me on social media and send me a message. All the avenues apply. So just, if you have to use all avenues, use it. We want to make sure that we take care of you.
Boom. Awesome. Thank you so much, Burton.
No problem. Take care, guys.
Thanks. All right. So it's time, guys. Woo! Someone's about to win some money today. Get some free stuff here. So we're getting some people on. So I'm going to get some questions. This is where I'm going to give away 1 year free of Propstream. That's right. We're giving away an entire year of Propstream. I mean, guys, at this point, I'm basically paying you to watch me. Like, I don't ask for your money. I give everything for free. I literally have to pay money for you guys to see me now, which is funny. But yeah, guys, at this point, I'm paying you to watch me. So it's the other way around. I think I'm finally the first person to do it. So shout out to Burton, guys. Give him some love on his social medias. Give Propstream a shout out. That website thing's insane, guys. Like, whoa. Woo. That's some interesting stuff. So it's crazy, guys. So let's get some questions, some comments really quick before we get everyone going. And I want everyone to have an opportunity. No, that makes us the guru. Yes, it does. You guys are the gurus now. You're getting paid. You guys are getting the money. I'm not. So y'all the gurus now. So really quickly, I'm going to answer some questions. The reason why I do it, because I think I can get an extra 200 people to put in the giveaway, which might change their life. I want to change someone's life with this. So remember the 3 criteria. I'm going to write them down right here for you guys. The 3 criteria to be on the drawing. And at the end, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm actually pulling the drawing from, because there's actually one thing I'm pulling the drawing from. But I'm going to verify with a bunch of stuff. So we're going to get everyone on here. If you have a friend who hopped off the live and they want to get on it, they want to see if they won, call their butt right now and get it going. So let me write down really quick my 3 criteria. All right, so we're going to do a couple things here. Okay, my little criteria. I'm trying to give. If I choose a winner and they are not having those 3 criteria, I'm not going to let them win. I'm sorry, but I want to give everyone the opportunity to win, and the most loyal people, I gotta bless their lives. So, we're gonna get it going. And if you don't put your right email in, you're not gonna win. That's also the issue. They're gonna need your email. Like when I pull it, I'm going to need your email. Everyone pulling it's going to need their email. The little picker thing, they're going to need it. So let's see here. I'm going to write the 3rd one down for you guys, just so I can put it so we know who won. All right. The criteria, guys, get it done right now. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to pop it up before we get some winners going here. But we got a lot of people. Okay, so this is some great questions here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Guys, do me a favor too. I need the YouTube algorithm to go crazy. Comment below your market and network really quickly in the comments while I'm saying this, because I think a lot of you guys know what the criteria is. Network in the comments really quick. Blow up the comments for me, and let me break it down really quick. So what are the 3 criteria? If you win, I'm going to check you did 3 things. If you do not do these 3 things, I will go to the next person, okay? I will literally go to the next person. I'm going to do 1 through 5. So we have a tier list. We're going to have a depth chart like football. If number 1 doesn't have the criteria, number 2, 1, then 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. Also, my email is on some of these things. So if my email pops up, obviously I'm not going to win. If it's like Rickin's email, they're not going to win. Obviously, I'll bring you to the next person like that. I mean, there's tens of thousands of people who could possibly win this. And if mine magically pops up, I'm not keeping it. It goes to the next person. Because that's just, it's so random how these things can be. So number 1, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe, seriously, subscribe to the Zach Ginn and the Flip with Rick YouTube channels. Also, quick tip, guys. We're on this right now. We're at 93 likes. Once we hit 200 likes on this video on Flip with Rick, I'll announce it. 200 likes. That's what I need. Give me 200 likes on this YouTube channel. On this YouTube video. It's 141 watching. If everyone likes this really quick, we can get it done quicker, or you guys can wait. I don't care. I'll wait for new people to pour on to like this video. Number 2, you have to be a member of my Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group. I know someone's saying, oh my gosh, I just joined like 5 seconds ago on the comments. I just joined. Hey, if you joined, but I'm going to check the clock. When I draw it, if it's by there, so let's say I draw at 7 p.m., and it says you joined, you requested to join at 6:59 p.m. Hey, I'll let you in. Okay, I'll give it to you. I'm going to give some leniency for you guys. But you have to at least join when I click that button. You win and then you join? I ain't going to let it happen. No. Next person on the depth chart. So tell me, you don't have to be. You just have to have it requested at least. Wholesaling Houses for Real on Facebook. Let me pop it up really quick just in case. Oops. Somebody is watching this and they're blind. Let me go here. It's facebook.com/group/wholesaling houses for real. Let me put it in the comments below. Just in case someone, let's see here. Let me go right here for you guys. Let me go right here. Let me put it in the comments just in case someone is not doing it right. Also, I got offered $500 if I was going to rig it towards them. Are you kidding me? That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. This is going to be randomly given to someone who's just blessed my life with this channel and blessed my life with your support. So it's crazy. I got everyone from SoCal, Atlanta, Albany. That's awesome. But it's facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real. Remember, winner's going to be announced who is in that one. All right, guys. Now, number 3. This is probably the most important one, guys. Now, these two sub to this channel. I have to trust you've subbed to this channel. I can check if you did wholesaling houses for real. Number 3, you have to become a member. You have to be a member of freewholesaling.com. That is my line. I'm going to say this right now. I am going to be pulling. This is the easiest way for me to do it. I'm going to pull all of the emails. I know we are at way over 3,000. It's probably at 4,000 or 5,000 right now. Members, I haven't checked it in a while. I spelled member wrong. Geez, whatever. Freewholesaling.com. I'm pulling all the emails on it, and then I'm going to put that into a random picker, and we're going to pick it. So if you want your email on there, freewholesaling.com. Okay. And I'm going to email the winner. And if that winner doesn't give it to me I'll give them 48 hours. We go to number 2. Okay. So freewholesaling.com. Now I got some questions here. I'm a member of the course, but with a different email. That's fine. If you can prove it to me, that it's still your owner of the email, I'll put it on there. You're good to go. You should do good. That's probably what I'd say. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to go out there, be a member of freewholesaling.com, subscribe to this channel, and join the Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group. That is what I'm asking you today. So let me, I'm in the studio right now. Let's see if Rick's here. Rick's usually here on Fridays. Go text him really quick. Would you guys want Rick to join? We want him to announce the winner. Let's see if he's even here. Because he's gonna. He's coming back tonight. I have him recording some videos. So let's go ask. All right, getting some comments. So let me see if he's out here. Let me go check. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna put it on. Let's go make sure he's all good. So I just want to give the most amount of time for someone to pop on here and try to win it. So let's say we'll do it at 6:55. All right, 6:55 p.m. I'll come back. We'll announce the winner. All right. Get it going, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if we can get him on here. All right, guys. See you soon. I'm going to put the little video on there just so you know how to join it, but hopping on. Hey guys, Zach Ginn here from Flip with Rick. And after helping tens of thousands of people get started in wholesaling real estate and helping so many people out go from $0 to $100,000 in wholesaling real estate, I'm super excited to announce my new Wholesaling Mastery course. This Wholesaling Mastery course will have everything step by step on the whole entire wholesaling processes. I'm going to give you real deal examples. I'm going to hold your hand throughout the whole wholesaling process. This course will give you everything you need to know to make up to $100,000 to over $1 million per year in wholesaling real estate profits. Most real estate gurus out there will charge you around $5,000 for a course like this. But today, if you click on the link, you'll get my Wholesaling Mastery course for the low price of...
Sell out.
What?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
I knew you would do this. I knew you were going to go the course route with the guru. It goes against everything we've preached from day one. Don't be a sellout.
The course is free.
What?
The course is free. I'm giving it for free.
Oh, I apologize. Carry on.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, duh. Do you think I'm going to go sell out as like a regular guru selling you a course? I'm not trying to make money off of you guys. Guys, over here, all you got to do is click there to just sign up. No gimmicks, nothing. Absolutely for free. It's a free wholesaling course. Literally, I've seen every single wholesaling course. I have access to all the 10,000 mentorships. Guys, I literally copied them step by step. I literally have an entire course set out just for you for wholesaling real estate. Click on that and let's get started. Alrighty. So it is a little break, but why I'm doing it, I'm actually waiting for Rick to come on, and we're actually pulling I'm pulling all the winners right now. So gotta pull the list. Gonna refresh this page and get it going. I think Rick's here.
You live?
Yeah. We got some videos we gotta record after this, but watch the TV. We got some videos we gotta record after, but here, get in frame.
All right.
We gotta get up more. Like forward.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
Got it.
Perfect. So let's get it going. Here, let me move over for you. And let me actually go in here and start pulling stuff. We got a lot of people here. Jeez. This dude Zach's the real deal. Thank you. Let's see here. The suspense. Oh my gosh. There's some crazy things. Burton, I got to show you the video. I don't think, I know you're traveling here. So Burton dropped some crazy stuff.
Oh, he did? I saw some of it.
Do you see the part where he talked about websites?
No,
I don't think you know that. You know, on Propstream, you can get a free website, like a domain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's why we use Propstream. So
Isn't that crazy?
We actually use it in our business. So probably the best thing we've used in the last.
All right, let me start pulling it while you're talking. So tell me,
what's up, guys? How you doing?
So we're choosing.
Oh, let me see the comments.
You go look at the.
Am I going to be able to push buttons or?
I'll have you click the button for the winner. All right.
Ooh,
I got it going, guys. So, guys, I'm going to give you 20 seconds. All right, we're going to give you 20 seconds to join freewholesaling.com right now. Freewholesaling.com. I'm going to put it up really quick. Join freewholesaling.com. Okay? Freewholesaling.com. Okay.
It's free.
Oh, do you get a haircut today?
I don't want to talk about it.
It looks good.
She went a little overboard.
Oh my gosh. All right. So freewholesaling.com.
Hair and put it here.
Oh my gosh.
I got a bad haircut, Daphne, a really bad one.
Don't see the hair.
I still tipped her really good though.
Did you just say her name on live air?
No. Someone made a comment.
Oh, good. I thought the hairdresser's name was Daphne.
I gotta lose her name. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let's All right. All right. So let me put a 30-second timer on my phone. And freewholesaling.com, guys. I'm letting you guys squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. 30 seconds. I'm going to pull the list. We're going to just get the winner going. So 30 seconds, guys. Go. Go. Free wholesaling. Once it's over, it's over. We're done.
Do it, guys.
We're done.
And listen, you should join it anyways because it's the best course out there. It's a no holds bar. So
Freddie says Rick's going to be on Wholesale Hotline.
I am.
You go on Monday.
I do. What should I say on there? I just tell the truth. That's it.
All right.
All right.
Let's go. We're cut off. We're going. All right. So let's verify it. Let me click refresh here. Jeez, we got a bunch of people the last 15 seconds on there. So that's cute. That's nice. Guys wait till the last second to win. I swear, if it's one of those people, I'm just going to. So we're going to click download contacts. It's way more than 3,000. So it's going to take probably a couple minutes for it just to download in a CSV format. I have the random picker here. It's popping up. So it's downloading. And that's
so if you have any questions, we can answer questions while he does his download.
Oh, pick me out. Should we just give her just skip everything?
That's pretty good, Yadi. I like it.
I'm convinced.
I like it.
You're in the thing. You're good. It's going to be random, guys. I swear. I'm literally clicking. I'm uploading it. I'm clicking the button, and whoever won. Please don't be mad at me or think I chose favorites. I'm choosing impartial computer. I said if your email gets popped off, you're not winning it. Damn. All right. I'm just saying that real quick.
I believe I'm in there.
So
you're in there too.
Oh my gosh. I know my email's on there. Oh, that'd be bad. My personal email just gets popped up to everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Yikes. Whatever. You guys will
we'll see. It's just live, so anything could happen. All
right. It's still loading. It's still processing, guys. Can you confirm it's processing?
It's definitely processing. It's spinning.
It's got to pull 5,000 in a CSV and do it from a website. So some great comments here, but
I tell you, the comment section's probably the best part of the show. By the way,
I love it.
So,
it's great.
Great way to interact with people. Awesome. Because you don't need us too, you know?
Yeah, we'll pop it up here, but still loading up here, and we're just doing this little tool right here. I'll show you guys the way I'm doing it. Why I'm just, let me share to be transparent with y'all. Let's see, share screen. So we're doing this little web picker tool. So I'm just going to put all the emails on here, probably upload the file. We're going to click pick random name. It's going to do the little spinny wheel thing that you guys all love. And it's going to stress some people out. But congrats to whoever wins, of course. Like, I did not anticipate this thing going forever, the processing, but all right. Well, it's going. So it's processing. If I got to wait, I have to wait. I'll answer questions while we're waiting, but that's why I did this 7 minutes before 2 hours. Because I was probably just going to do it at 7, which is going to be 7 minutes from now, but I anticipated to take a little bit on there. So why don't we just do a little speed round and answer as many questions as we can? Yeah, I mean, guys, that works. It's downloading, so it's apparently a pretty big file. So I told you, this thing's stinking massive. Let me see if I can pop up how many people are actually in the course while you're answering some questions here. Come in web picker. In web picker. Oh my gosh. But there's some really cool stuff from Propstream. I learned a lot today from it. So I thought it was pretty cool. Let's look up stats. Oh my Lord. I think we got 5,000 people try to join the past week. Just showing you. Well, guys, why wouldn't you? I give the whole thing away. And guys, it's just, you can pay for courses, it's fine, but our whole goal is to get you started and get you active in real estate and leave you money so you can actually spend the marketing dollars
you can do the sweat equity, whatever you need to do, and start out with us. And then if you want to spend money after that, that's up to you.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, but we had 3,000 people, I think I was announcing last week. It was crazy. And then we got 5,000 people in the last couple of days. So yeah, that's why it's taken forever. So I'm just blame yourself for joining it. Jeez.
Yeah, we're waiting. So sometimes live is risky.
I know, that's why we do it live. So it's,
but we're trying to, does it always take this long?
I practiced it a couple of days ago when it had 4,000. It wasn't too bad, but obviously 5,000 people decided to join, so it doubled the time.
Yeah, so a lot of pressure on the last minute. So
it's going, and I wanted to give everyone the last second to go on there. So let me answer some questions, guys, and just wait for it to hop on. I'm sorry.
Productive.
Look at
Sorry to keep you in suspense.
It's crazy. It's not stuck. It's
could be stuck.
All right, let's answer some questions. Frank wants to win, but then want their email to be broadcasted. What should we do about that? Frank, I'm sorry. DM me your email and I'll look at it. If your email's on there, I'll take it off. But the problem is I need transparency. That is my main issue here. I wanted to be transparent because I just say, look, John Smith 92.1. I can't in my heart of hearts. I don't think you guys can trust me that I was transparent. I've seen guys do giveaways before and they just randomly choose someone like a friend or something. Guys, I got to be overly transparent. Do you know there's people who record live cold calls? It's all recorded. It's not, they don't ever stream it live. Yeah. And it's them like closing a sick deal and them showing about their course. And those people are like scripted, like it's like their grandma on the other line. It's true.
Yeah, it's like 95%.
I don't want you guys to think I'm doing it with this. So yeah,
everyone's got your email anyways. Everyone's got my email. So it's like not the end of the world, but do they have to be on live to win it?
No.
Okay.
No, you had to join free wholesaling. Okay. You have to be on part of the criteria.
I got it.
Now I've said I'm picking the top 5. And if number 1 person doesn't contact me in 48 hours, then number 2 gets 24 hours, then 3, 4, and 5. If not, I'll redo the whole list and choose someone. But I won't do a live or anything. I'll just do it. So that's what we're doing. I mean, we're having depth charts. I'm saying it's going to be good. So, oh, wait. I guess we're going to be talking for a little bit. Still going.
What? Okay, whatever. Let's just answer some questions.
I'm a little worried if I get out of it, it's going to stop the export and then I have to redo it. So
just hold tight.
We're going to talk about it. Let's see. So if you give me some tips really quick, I need 6-figure months. So what's some tips you can give to Michael for some 6-figure months?
So Michael, 6 figures is awesome. And in the wholesaling community, a lot of people always say, I do 6 figures, do 6 figures. The reality is a lot of people have 1 6-figure month and then they'll broadcast to the world, I did a 6-figure month. 6-figure months are wonderful, but consistency is much more important. So if you did 100 grand in 1 month and then you had 3 months of like less than 10 grand, it's not super impressive. But consistency rules. So I find most wholesalers, they like to brag when they have like 1 really good month. And sometimes here's the reality of it. Every month, every day, every week, every month, you keep grinding away. And it's a culmination of those deals, because what you'll do is have 4 or 5 deals come together at once. And a lot of people, hey, I got it 1 month. The reality is you got it over 4 or 5 months.
A little closer.
And I don't sit here and throw to you guys, you need to do $100,000 months. I've had plenty of $100,000 months, but to tell you I do 100 grand every month.
Oh, watch out.
It is. I just think it's a big marketing gimmick. So I do 100 grand a month. Like, who cares? Like, what do you do every month on a consistent basis? Because we have deals. We did contracts this week. We had contracts that fell out. It's always accumulation of your hard work in working with motivated sellers. So I want you to have it, but I think I just did a video on how to target 25K a month. And so what you have to do is get to that 25K revenue. I find around 25 to 35K is when you can start bringing people in your organization to duplicate your efforts. So sometimes we overshoot 25K to get to 100K. And in reality, most of you guys, if you could just get consistent 25K a month, you'd be happy. Then you can make a decisions on how to scale and grow your business. But don't try to jump from 100K from zero. It's a lot of work by yourself. That's just the truth. So I would consistently focus on your first deal, then deal 3, then deal 5, then go, okay, I want to do 25K a month. What do I need to do? And the biggest secret I've always shared with everyone, it's all about consistency.
Exactly. Question here: if your email is chosen, or we email you hear the email picked, we'll email you at support@flipwithrick the information. It's still polling, guys. It's way too many people signed up for this.
I think it's
the infrastructure. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to go on my other computer and try to export that on that one. This computer is way more powerful though. This thing can run 4K 4K 240 FPS games. It's got the best NVIDIA GPU ever. It's got the best. We have an Intel. We didn't get an AMD. You guys are probably going to fight me on that, but it's the most powerful computer possibly could buy on the market. So we're going to let that process. I blame Chrome, but
you want to grab it?
Yeah, hold on. No, I'll grab it for you. Let me just see. So let me get a question for you while I'm getting it.
I can do it.
Here, wait.
I was just getting ready. Go for a run.
How far are you running?
It's pretty hot out there. I'll target 5, but I got to do at least 3. It's hot. It's like desert hot in Florida right now.
Yeah. I think we got to talk about this really quick. Yadi says, I would be motivated even more once I make my first deal. What's your opinion on that? I don't believe that. What do you think?
Well, you know what? Doing your first deal is...
Oh, it's processing.
All right. So real quick, you work on that. Doing your first deal is just your proof of concept, because once you do it once, you know you can do it over and over. So my favorite thing is to see when people do the first deal, because I still remember the first deal I did. It was in Fort Lauderdale. I made $10,000 on an assignment. And once I did that, I showed my wife, and she didn't think I was completely crazy. And then fast forward to Zach doing his first deal. I just had him focus on talking to sellers as much as possible, point them in the right direction. And when you did your first deal, you're like,
oh, changed
so
a lot.
What happens is when you do it, it proves your confidence to yourself, because let's face it, everybody around you is questioning what you're doing. Like, you're not doing what the norm does. And I'm telling you, do not take advice from somebody you do not want to be in their shoes. So if you guys just remember that. So you have to fight forward, even though it feels awkward. You're constantly doubting yourself. I'm telling you, once you do the first deal, you'll get it done, but you can't go backwards. The minute you hit a roadblock, go, oh, I'm not sure if this is going to work. You have to know what your why is. I always talk about what's your why. So Yadi, why are you doing this? You're probably doing it for more money, more freedom, more time with your family, and just constantly remember that. Here's a little tip. Take your bathroom mirror and write your why right on there and just stare at it every day. And your why is what keeps you driving and doing this every day. So that is one long list.
I know. I'm going through it.
Yeah.
You guys would be
amazed. You have to copy it. So
yeah,
we're
I
close
copy
to it. So yeah, just the first deal's the hardest, and you have to stay focused. So my biggest thing is you have to have your why if you're going to do something that's uncomfortable and uncharacteristic what the normal society does. So what percentage of you think the people in the United States are actual wholesalers? I guess you just say real estate investors, people who actively do it for a living.
I mean, it's rare. I would
like percentage wise, 330 million people.
It's less than 0.5%, less than half. You guys are doing less than 1%, less than 0.5%
what everybody does in this country. So you're going to get crap for it. I got it when I started 19 years ago. He got it all the time. So know your why, man. Post it out there. Freedom's everything, man.
And really quick. All right. I got everyone loaded in, but we got to answer this very important question. 5%. Not even close. Not even close. It's way less than
way
that.
less.
Yeah, way less.
330 million people. So if you did 5%, that would be a huge one. So
I'd say 5% of real estate investors are into wholesaling.
There's a lot of people who just dabble and spectate in it. And that's obviously you're not here for that. So.
All right. Important question before we go live. What's the Dolphins record this season? What are you thinking?
Do you want to wish Zach?
There's 17 games. Remember, there's not 16.
So, well, I think 8-8's off the board.
It's not. That's an easy one to do.
No, I know. I'm gonna go 12-5. They got a really tough schedule though. They got a really tough. That's a wish list. They have to win it, but you got to win. We have to win 11 games to get in the playoffs. There's no way around it.
If the O-line can stand up,
with the additional game, like
if the O-line can stand up, I think that it's probably closer to
10. Ain't gonna cut it.
Probably 9 and 8.
He's crazy.
The offensive line's terrible.
Okay, this is not a sports show.
All right. So let's share the screen. Let's get it going. Oh, snap. All right. Enable 3. All right. I'm going to hand you the computer screen. Let's go.
Do you know how to do this?
Yes, I know how to do this.
I go old school. I'd bring my wife in and tell her to pick a name.
All right.
She'd definitely pick a girl, though.
My God.
She would.
All right. Now you guys can't say I'm not doing this unbiasedly. We're going to go big here. Are you guys ready?
Someone's trying to copy the list as they go, right?
Some guru. Whatever. See the mouse right there, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to get ready. Oop. All right.
Okay.
Ready to click it?
Yeah.
Here, get in frame real quick.
I feel like
Here,
a bomb's
closer
going
to
off
me.
here. Okay.
All right. This is the button to press right here.
Okay, I got it. It's like launch control. Ready?
3.
The left one, right?
Yes.
Okay,
3, 2, 1. Woo!
Oh, look at that.
Oh, snap. Okay, Pam and Davis at Yahoo. Winner. Done. Oops. I felt that was anticlimactic.
Do you need to write that down or?
This is live right now, so.
Okay.
Hey, we got a winner.
And then what are you going to do about the backups?
I'll do them right now if you want.
You give her like.
Actually, I'll do it offline. So we got 48 hours. Yeah, that's it. Congratulations. I'm going to go get the information from there and just reverse engineer it. I'm going to go contact you. And we got a winner.
I assume it's Pam, right?
Yeah, it's Pam Davis. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Huge congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm going to pull the other 5 after the live. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. That's congratulations. We've pretty expensive, that giveaway.
Yeah, no, it's
hurts the bank account a little, but
it's just
doesn't hurt our bank account, but it's just like, geez, I mean,
it's awesome. And guys, if
for the money of that, how cool of a Dolphins tickets we get? We get some Canes tickets too.
So we use Propstream in our business. We like it. We actually pay for it just like everybody else does, but it brings so much value. We actually save so much money on our list production, and the quality of our leads really went up.
Yeah.
And they are really on it, as you saw with the live stream today. So
yeah, exactly. So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed one.
Thanks, guys. Have a